In level 6, we need to use revolve boss cut feature to model the various parts. Now let's start the first problem, 6.1. Here we will create this sketch on front plane. We'll close the contour and we'll try to revolve the section. Start new sketch on front. Let's draw center line pointing downward, having length of 38. Now let's draw a circle who pass through from this origin point, whose diameter is given as 15. Radius is given 7.5. Now let's draw a midpoint line. And from here and from the origin, the distance is given as 12.5. Now let's remove the additional part. Now from here, let's try to draw this shape. Now here, the radius is 1.5 and diameter dimension is given as 13. Now let's draw the bottom arc. So from here, let's draw one more arc. And also try to complete the bottom part. Now let's also provide dimension to 1.5. So let's select it over here and change the display. Now let's select this and create tangency. Now the value is 6. This is 15. Also this dimension is given as 13. And this one is given as 18. And this is 8. Now let's drag. Now let's provide the dimension. So press Shift key and select this center line and provide 18. Because in the sketch, this is also 18 and this is also 18. Now let's use powertrain option. Now let's close the region. Now let's go to revolve feature. This is the axis of revolution. This region, this one, and this one. And click OK. Now let's measure the volume. So volume is 5996, which is a correct value. In practice problem 6.2, first we are going to create this base plate portion along with these holes. And from the front plane, we are going to create this profile and revolve it. So create sketch on top plane. Use center rectangle. Shortcut key, select the fillet. Fillet is 6. Now let's add the holes. So this is radius is 2.5. So diameter is 5. Let's make these all holes equal. And let's draw one more circle at the center having diameter 45. Now press shortcut key S and select the extrude. Here depth is given 3. Now let's start sketching on front plane. Let's draw center line. So from here, let's make it vertical. Now from here, it is going to be pole is 14, so I will mark it as 7. So like this, and now add the dimensions. This is 9, and from here to here it is 50. Now let's offset it by 3. So it is 3. Let's make it reverse and click OK. Now let's complete the region. Now let's drop a line to complete the part of a section. Now let's revolve it. Now because we have started this line exactly on that previously created hole of 45, so in creating this sketch we do not have to use that 45 dimension. Even if you use it, it will be over defining, or it will be work as a reference dimensions. So let's go to revolve. So let's click OK. Now let's save. Now from on top, let's create one more hole of 14, or you can just simply cover that part in revolve sketch. Now let's go and create an extrude cut. Now let's add the chamfer having value of 1.5. Select the upper edge. Because it is 45, we do not need to worry about this purple arrow. Now let's measure the volume. So the answer is 9603, which is a correct answer. In problem 6.3, first we draw this small hexagon and will extrude by 17. On the same plane, we are going to add the larger hexagon and will extrude by using end condition of 4. Then gradually we are going to remove this material from this edge and this front face. And also we are going to create the revolve cut at the bottom. So on a top plane, start sketch, use polygon, draw one more polygon. Now let's make this vertical. This is also vertical. Now let's give the dimensions. So dimension is this 4 for the small, and for the larger it is 6. Now let's extrude the inner part, and blind depth is given 17. So expand same sketch again and use extrude. This time we will use the outer hexagon, but end condition will be offset from this surface by 4 as given. Now let's create the top and bottom 45-degree revolve cut. So for that, choose the right plane because this is the farthest edge. So right click and sketch. Now let's draw a center line. Now from here to here, now let's add dimensions. This is 0.5 and angle is 45. Now let's close the region. Same way at the bottom. So distance is 1 and angle is 45. Now let's close the region. Let's go to feature and revolve cut. Now let's also try to include this part as well. So let's expand and edit the sketch. This time we will consider the center point arc. So here and from here we are going to create the arc. Now radius will be as given 4.50. Now let's make this and this align. Now let's add and now extend and remove the additional part. And let's click OK and exit. Now we need to find a plane, let's say this plane, which is passing through exactly the middle of this edge, and there we have to remove the material. So click on front plane. Now let's draw from here. Now this radius is 1. Let's close this section. This point and this point need to be horizontal. Now let's go feature extrude cut, remove the material on both sides. Now let's create the circular pattern. So select this cut feature and circular pattern. All we need is a reference. So equal spacing 360 degree and we have 6 such cuts. Now let's measure the volume. It is 427, which is correct answer. In problem 6.4, on top plane we are going to draw this circular profile. Then on this plane we'll begin new sketch and at a distance of 78, and using this common region of circle we are going to revolve by 38 degree, and then we'll finish this portion by adding the another flange. So click on top plane, use circle. The first diameter is 56. Click on offset 33. Click OK. Now let's add one more offset, that is 11. So click on offset 11 and click this one and right click. So select this and convert into construction for a reference. There is one more circle which is also offsetted by 11. But this time this circle we have to use and reverse it. So this circle will be used as a placing the holes on a bottom flange. Now let's extrude. So here we are going to extrude this common region whose depth is given as 11 and click OK. This time select this top face and make sure the sketch is visible. Now select this and convert into entities. Again select this and convert into entities. Now let's draw center line. Now this center line is located from this at exactly 78. Okay, let's go and create revolve feature. Now instead of this we'll use 38 degree. So this is our revolution of axis, and this annular area we want to revolve. Now we can turn off the display of sketch. Now let's complete the holes which we have given here. Now for that, let's start the display of first sketch for the position purpose. So this is diameter of 7.33. So select this and let's make it, or you can just keep it two digit of precision level. Now this should be aligned with origin. Now let's create cut over here and click OK. Now let's select that feature and select the feature and click on circular pattern. We need only reference, so this is our reference, and total there are on bottom side 12 and upside 12. Okay, this is the problem, right? So when you choose the wrong end condition, we should go for up to next. I think we have added a wrong end condition for hole. So let's try to edit the cut feature. So it's a two direction. So let's change it. And up to next is OK. Now let's click OK. Now it is fine. Now let's add flange on this incline surface. So select this and convert it to entities. Again, the outer is by at an offset distance of 33. So use 33 distance. Now let's extrude it. And it is of 11, which is okay. Now again, let's select this surface and create the hole. Now for that, again, I need to offset the outer circle by 11, but it is inside, and create the construction geometry. So let's go and try to add the holes whose diameter is 7.33. Select this and let's make it of 3 digit, or you can keep it 2 digit, no problem. Now let's turn off the display of the first part. And then let's go over here and extrude cut. It should be up to next and click OK. Now select that feature and click on circular pattern. I use this and we should have equal spacing of a 12 feature. So let's click OK. Now let's add the typical radius 2. So this one, this area, bottom edge, this one. So total 8 fillet are there. Make sure it is properly applied. Now let's find the volume. So it is 370 and 318, which is very close to the given value. So this is correct answer. Now difference of this answer comes because of the value of that hole having diameter 7.33. Let's say we want to increase the precision level, and let's click OK. Here you see the answer is almost very close to the given solution answer. So that whole dimension 7.33, if we keep adding the digit 7.333 and or you can say more decimal point, our answer will be very close to the given solution answer. So what we have received so far is correct answer. So this is perfectly fine. In problem 6.5, we are going to draw the shape on top and we'll extrude it. Then we are going to use this semicircular section for first linear cut and then revolve cut. Start sketching on top plane. Now radius is given as 50. So let's draw. So this is going to be vertical, and let's make sure these are horizontal. Now let's add a middle circle of diameter 25. Now let's go and extrude it. It is mid-plane extrusion by 50. Now on a right plane, let's create a profile. Now here, the radius is 16. Now let's join to close the section. Now let's go for extrude cut, but on another direction, and let's click OK. Similarly, let's select this and create sketch. Click on this and convert into entities. And let's draw a center line. Now let's go to feature and revolve cut. Here instead of 360, we are going to add 270. Now let's measure the volume. So it is 292994, which is correct answer. Problem 6.6. On front plane, we are going to draw first center line and this outer sketch, including this hole, and we are going to revolve it. So open the sketch on front plane. So let's start first with the center line. Now let's add dimensions. The first overall dimension is 82. Then this dimension is 72. This dimensions is 55. Then it is 42. Then it is 28. So let's add, this is 10 and this is 7. Now let's add diameter dimensions. So, and let's drag this line over here. Now let's add diameter dimensions. So this is 8, and second is 12, and then third is 16, but it is with the same, this line and this line are collinear. Now the next dimension is 20. So where this and this are also collinear. And lastly, 26. Now let's also add this geometry. So from here, this is going to be a 5. This line 36, and from here to here it is 38. So let's go to feature and revolve boss base. We need to select the region. Please uncheck this thin feature and select this region, right. So let's take a cross section and see if it is as per plan or not. So it seems to be okay. Now let's measure the volume. So answer is 21076, which is correct value. In 6.7, we'll begin sketching this slot in front. Then we'll add these two cylinder. And finally, we are going to add the fillet. So sketch on front. And let's use midpoint slot. Let's remove these dimensions. Now it adds from here to here, which is 22. You need to press shift key to apply circumference dimensions. So from here to here it is 14. Now let's offset it by 3. Now let's extrude. Instead of common area, let's extrude the outer slot by 15. Now let's on top plane create two circle. One is having diameter 11 and second is of 5. Now let's extrude. First the smaller circle in different direction whose blind thickness is given 52. Now open the same sketch again. Click on extrude. Now let's clear the sketch and we'll use the larger circle, but the end condition will be offset from. So this is our offset surface and dimension is 7. Now let's expand the first sketch, and this time we'll use extrude cut. Instead we'll use through or both, but this time we'll use the smaller slot to remove the material. Now let's add the fillet. So let's go to fillet feature. Now value is 2. Now let's measure the volume. So the volume is 6049, which is correct answer. In problem 6.8, first we are going to create this section and revolve it. Then we'll place these holes. And on front surface, we are going to use 3-point rectangle, and then we'll offset this by given dimensions, and then we'll complete the object. So on a top plane, let's start sketching. Let's create a geometry. Now this is of 2. This is of 35. This is of 3. So we need to draw one more center line. So from here to here it is totally 3. And this diameter, overall diameter, is given as 40. Now let's mirror entities and select this line and right click. Now let's close the region to create the revolve feature. Select on front face and draw the circle having diameter 5, located from the origin at 10 mm. Also it is horizontally aligned. Now let's use extrude cut. Now let's on a same plane use 3-point rectangle. Now this must pass through from origin Now let's convert into construction geometry and make sure this is tangent to this circle. And let's draw a center line. From here, it should be perpendicular to this line. Now let's add dimensions. So this is 18. Now let's select, right click, select midpoint, select this, should be coincident. Now let's offset by difference is 12, so 6 is a offset difference. Okay, let's select the chain, but should be outside. Now let's add the fillet having value 6, this and this corner. Now let's close this part. Now let's complete the remaining dimensions. So overall dimension is 30. Okay, as we know, from here to here it is 25. Because I already taken the coincident with the midpoint, so automatically it becomes the 9. Now it's okay. Now let's extrude this region, and the thickness is 5. Now let's measure the volume. So it is 9738, which is correct answer. In 6.9, we'll first use revolve feature, that is this section, and we'll create the complete circular portion. And then we'll remove this flat surface, this cut, this hole, and the bottom part, and then find the volume. Sketch on front plane. Now let's add overall dimensions. This is 185. This is 70. And these dimensions, now for that we need to use center line to add the diameter dimensions. So select this and center line. It is 100. And the bottom diameter is 75. So let's revolve the section. Now select the top face and start sketching. So let's draw a line at a distance of 19. Similarly, let's select the line. Now let's add center line as well. Now let's mirror this, select the mirror line and right click. Now the distance between them is 50. Also select this and convert it to entities and remove the rest of the part. Okay, so we have two region, 1 and 2. Now let's go and extrude cut. Through all, instead of 2 directions, select this and remove the material from top to bottom. So click OK. Expand same sketch again and extrude cut. This time this region, but it's not through all but blind condition of 48. Now in front plane, let's create a rectangle cut. So here it is of 25 and height is of 40. Press S and select extrude cut, this time both directions. Now let's drop hole over here. Draw the circle having diameter 32, located from this edge at 33. Make sure its center point is aligned with the origin. Now let's extrude cut it through all. So we have added the required features. Now let's measure the volume. So volume is 537,700. Here 537 is matching, but the last digit are 697, but here it is 700. Now let's go options and let's increase the accuracy level and let's see the effect on the result. So if we increase the accuracy, then it will match the answer of a given solution. So what we have is correct answer. In problem 6.10, first we draw the circle and we'll extrude it. Same for this portion. We'll extrude by middle conditions. Then we'll add these two bracket. Then finally we are going to remove the material. Start sketching on top plane. So this is 80. Let's extrude. Total is 130. Now on a front, let's draw one more circle having diameter 55, but located at from bottom is at 40. Make sure it is aligned with the origin and extrude. This time we'll use the middle plane and total depth is 120. Now let's again go on front. Now let's draw a center line. Now its location from origin is 35. Now let's draw circle over here. Also let's draw center line. Now diameter is 18. Let's draw another circle. Radius is 14, so 28 is diameter. Now here, let's add line like this and let's mirror it. Select this, right click, select this, right click. Now let's add the dimension between them is 8 degree. Now center distance is 55. Now let's join this section, or you can extend up to center location, because ultimately you are going to remove the material. So now let's remove this additional part. Now let's convert into construction geometry. Now select mirror. This one is this one, and right click, and this one. Now let's press S to invoke the shortcut menu, and this time extrude by 15. Now let's drill the holes. So this is 40. Press S and extrude cut through all. Click OK. Same way on the top. And diameter is 40. Let's go and extrude cut up to next. Okay. Now let's see the section. So this is okay. Now let's find the volume. So it is 532863, which is a correct answer.